Progressive knows you think the grass is always greener, like maybe you ride a motorcycle. But today, it's raining. So you wish you had an RV, but if you did, you'd have to listen to some guy parked next to you at a campsite play his acoustic guitar. Now, before you start wishing you had a boat, remember, your brother-in-law would invite himself every weekend.
Permission to come aboard, Captain?
But one thing that is greener is the money you could save when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Russell Dickerson on B105. It is the Breakfast Club with Ken and Lauren. Happy Monday. It is Monday, August 17th. Summer's flying by. I'm laughing because now whenever I hear a Russell Dickerson song, I think of him falling. He recently took that spill at a show. He had like his, Britney Spears cordless microphone. He got on a speaker. He was feeling good. Morning, it's your B105 Buzz, brought to you by East Central Energy, member-owned, homegrown, community-focused. Today in Duluth, beautiful start to the week. Mostly sunny, a little bit breezy, high near 79. I'm looking at the rest of the weekend. It looks like it's going to be pretty nice, mainly 70s. Nothing super hot, so I'm here for that. But let's talk about Bean and Bear Bagels. I have been waiting for this. So earlier this year, we learned that Ursa Minor Brewing was opening Bean and Bear Bagels, and it was supposed to be open a few months ago, but obviously we know these things always take a long time. There's just a lot of moving parts, but now we know it is officially going to be open this Wednesday, August 19th, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's their hours, and I just cannot wait for this. So there's so much on the menu, I don't even know where to start. But as of now, they have 6 different bagels: plain, sesame, Asiago, cinnamon crunch. There's a bunch of different spread options like strawberry jam, whipped cream cheese. I love a bagel. They have 7 different sandwiches, including the Northlander, which is like egg cheddar sausage, things like that. They also have a couple of club options, and they also have beverages like hot coffee, cold coffee, kombucha, root beer smoothies, things like that. So very excited about this. And this is going to be located, let me find the exact address here, 202 South 26th Avenue West in Duluth. It's going to be in the same building, basically. So that is home to their brewing facility and main offices. So you go to Ursa Minor, you have some beer, but Bean and Bear Bagels is going to be in their brewing facility and main.
Progressive presents the Museum of You.
We begin our tour with a unique piece, a relic from the early big screen television era. Remarkable. Next, we find a juicer, which historians believe has only ever been used once. And finally, compact discs from the emo era. A rare find indeed.
Some things should be history, but until then, you could protect what's important to you and save by bundling your auto insurance with a renter's policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Offices. I drive by it every day on the way home, and I'm like, I want to go there. So very exciting. We can do that coming up this Wednesday. You'll definitely see me there. And then want to mention this because always talking about food. A first of its kind restaurant is coming to Mall of America. It's called Fire and Wave. It's the very first dedicated hot pot restaurant. I hear so much about hot pot. It looks delicious. So it is individual hot pot, handcrafted sushi, live entertainment. You cook the ingredients in a pot of broth, however you like it. So really excited about that. It's coming soon. We don't know an exact day, but you can read more about it. B105country.com. Sorry if I made you hungry. That's your B105 Buzz coming up. Luke Combs, Luke Bryan, Thomas Rhett, and more on B105. Good morning. Luke Combs back in the saddle on B105, a song to wake you up on a Monday morning. Today, by the way, we are looking at sunny skies, high near 79, and breezy. So I was just talking about Bean and Bear Bagels opening up this Wednesday. Of course, you can read more about that on our B105 app. But today is also the official grand opening day for 7 Brew Coffee. I've been talking so much about this because I'm always caffeinated. So they did like a friends and family thing over the weekend with dedicated time periods where you could stop by, try a free small drink. And this week, they're doing community hours. So their official opening day is today. But their community hours are going to be 8 to 9, noon to 1, and 5 to 6. And that's going to be all week long. You can get free small drinks, one per present customer. And then this Saturday, August 22nd, from 5:30 a.m., which is very early, to 11 p.m., if you order a large drink, you can get a free shirt. So I wrote about their menu, the community hours, all of that, b105country.com, because I'm on the beat and I'm going to be Carrie Underwood on B105. Okay, I'm going to kick things off with a little confession. So I'm a softie, I know. Sometimes it's surprising. I'm like way too empathetic. So we always talk about new music. Friday, we didn't get to it. I'll talk about it here. Ashley Cook, she released her sophomore album, self-titled, and I was listening to it on the way to work, and there was a song on it, and I started crying. I cried. I felt bad for her. It's not fun to go through a breakup, but I'm like, I'm a happily married woman. I just kissed my husband goodbye like 10 minutes ago, and I'm sobbing on the way to work. It's just a really cute song. It's not cute. Okay, it's sad. It's a breakup song, but it tugged at my heartstrings. I love it. It's called Johnny and June. It's on there, so definitely check that out. Her second album. There's some jams on there, so highly recommend. And then lots of singles. Hudson Westbrook released a new song called Made You Look. Emily Ann Roberts released a new song called Laundry. Jordan Davis, a new song called Mess. And then Zach John King, he's a newcomer, has a new song out with Brooks and Dunn called A Way to Go. That's how you know you've made it. Like you're new, but Brooks and Dunn is on your song. Josh Ross has a song out called Kicked Out of Bars. He was teasing that, and I was like, did he actually get kicked out of a bar? It was also in my dream last week. We were at a barbecue. I don't know. So that's about it. And then Blake Shelton released a stripped-down version of his new single, Let 'Em In Anyway. Dan and Shay, speaking of new music, their new album comes out this Friday, and they'd been teasing the track list and that there's a collaboration on it. Not who I thought. Cody Johnson's going to be on it. So that song's called The Old Guys. I guess they met at a radio show over a decade ago, stayed friends, and I'm really excited to see how their voices blend together. So looking forward to that. And also speaking of new music, the last story about that for now, Kenny Chesney, he has a new album coming out next month called Silver Sands Marina, September 25th. And I love this. He just did an interview. He's been doing lots of press about the new album. He says the final track is called Shot Glass. It was written by his friend Brett James, who tragically died in a plane crash last September. He was huge in country music. And the new album will drop just 1 week after the 1 year anniversary of that. He said he wanted to cut it because the song's from a perspective of living a lot of life. He said he did that with Brett by his side. So it's one of 11 songs. Love the meaning behind that. Megan Maroney's on it. And you can learn more about it, b105country.com. And then we'll end with something not new music related. Carly Pierce, well, I guess it kind of is. She just released a new song off her upcoming album, which comes out August 28th, called Honest Woman. It's called Happy for Myself. She almost didn't release it. It's about basically everyone else having these life milestones, and you're kind of watching, which I've been there. So she was joined by Evan Paul, Taste of Country Nights. And he's like, how does it feel to release that song? And she said, better now because I've looked at rings myself. AKA, she's probably going to get engaged soon to her boyfriend, Jordan Karcher, who just moved to Nashville. So I love it. I guess that was all new music related. But there you go. All of this. Eric Church on B105. It is the Breakfast Club with Ken and Lauren. Today, upper 70s in Duluth. Mostly sunny. A little breezy. That's pretty much what we will see this week. I want to mention this because I can't cook. Now, my friend Annette, she gets mad at me when I say that. She says, it's not that you can't cook, it's that you don't know how. And that is true. My husband cooks, so we've been together, I don't know, forever now, that it's like he's the cook, I do other things. So I've never had to learn. But this definitely is a sign of the times. It's not a bad thing. Social media is changing how Americans learn to cook. So when I was growing up, my mom was such an amazing cook, still is, and she handed down those recipes to my sister. I don't know, somehow it stopped before me, but that's not really a thing anymore, right? Now, more and more people are learning to cook from social media. That's according to a new survey. It shows nearly half of all people turn to social media for ideas about what to make and how to make it. That's a good point, though, because for some reason, my algorithm on TikTok is like people meal prepping and making these delicious things, and they make it look easy. And I'll like save a recipe and then circle back to it. There's probably thousands now, and I go back to like the same 2 or 3. But there's something good that can come out of social media. And today, 18% of people would rather take cooking advice from a foodfluencer than from their own mom. Okay, that's sad. Mom, if you're listening, that's not true. That's not true on my behalf. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. TikTok gets a bad rap and social media does, but I love looking at those food reels. And then I'm like so hungry all the time. So thought that was fun. There's it's not your first one, but another food minute with the Breakfast Club on B105. Liar on B105. It is the Breakfast Club with Ken and Lauren, 7:19. It is Monday. I have my 7 Brew coffee here. I'm a morning person, obviously. I've completely changed my ways since I started this job like 10 years ago because I used to sleep until noon. Now I'm up and at it by like 5. So this morning, woke up before my alarm. I woke up before 4 a.m. Was like, I'm going to seize the day. Went to 7 Brew before work. And now I'm drinking, I think it's called a sweet and salty. But I want to try it. It was hard to like decide what I wanted. And you kind of have to know what you want by the time you roll up to the window to pay. So that's what I got. If you're stopping today, I tried to go this weekend because they had like a soft opening weekend where you could go at certain times and get free drinks and whatnot. And the line was always into the street. And I love coffee, but I was like, I don't think I can wait this long. So went this morning. Great. I'm going to make a little reel and things like that. Not good at making reels yet, but when it comes to, coffee, I'm going to do it. So anyways, check it out. They open every single day at 5:30, I think. So if you're a morning person, go before work. If you're not a morning person, this might... Time now is 7:47 on the Breakfast Club. So Nicole Kidman, we all know, sadly, she and Keith Urban are divorced. It was one of those things where it's like you always remember where you were. I was in my basement and I got the, whatever notification, and I just screamed and immediately texted David, Drew, and Ken. So not much tea has come out. Now, this was really it wasn't a messy divorce, but there were so many rumors surrounding it, and none of them really ended up being true. Nicole Kidman has seemingly moved on. She was just spotted vacationing in the south of France or something. So everybody is doing okay. She's on the cover of British Vogue, and she's opening up about it a little. No tea or anything, but she said there was a point during this whole process where I was very fearful and deeply vulnerable, which is exposing. And then she said at the same time, I thought, well, I can either really not confront it and just curl up, or I can go forward with an enormous amount of hope. So I thought that was very sentimental, I guess. So about a year ago in September, Nicole filed for divorce from Keith, citing irreconcilable differences. Their divorce was finalized January 6th. And it's crazy because they were married for nearly 20 years. They have 2 kids together. And so she's kind of starting over at a time when a lot of people are kind of slowing down. So again, there was lots of rumors surrounding it. None of the rumors really ended up being true. Both Nicole and Keith have sent messages to each other via social media. Keith wished Nicole a happy birthday, and she mentioned him in a Father's Day post. So this is the only other thing she said, kind of in connection to the divorce. She said that it's been a taxing year, but she said it brought an opportunity to radically embrace the uncertainty to what lies ahead. She said, I'm okay, I didn't expect this. I had a different view of what my life was going to be. This is what it is now. You make all these plans, you have all these ideas, and then it's not like that. You adjust, you adapt. It's completely unknown to me right now, the future. That's strange. And then she said, my kids are my greatest purpose. Everything else is not important. The kids now, that's what we drop everything for. So you can read more about that. B105country.com. Some happy news. Thomas Rhett, he has been touring all over the place, and you might have missed it, but his sister-in-law, his wife Lauren's sister, unfortunately has been battling cancer. And so he has been dedicating his hit song Life Changes to to his family a bunch of times. And he decided to share the news that his sister-in-law was cancer-free, and that he just got that news 2 days ago. So he took a moment out of his show to share that. And I've been following, with her journey. Her name's Macy. She was diagnosed with cancer in February, and then in July, she completed chemotherapy. So I got emotional watching him, give her kind of that shout out. I just thought it was really sweet. Luke Combs, Be By You. It is 8:12 on the Breakfast Club on B105. Today we are looking at sunshine and high near 81, breezy. Might see some showers this afternoon. So, it's sad that Ken's not here. My coworker, Nick Cooper, isn't in at this very moment because I'm going to talk about sports. The only way I know how, if you listen, I really know nothing about sports. But this is like my two worlds coming together. So Mariska Hargitay, obviously, that's Olivia Benson on Law & Order SVU, which is the most iconic show of all time, my favorite show of all time. She says Jalen Brunson will appear on the show very, very soon. So Mariska is a diehard Knicks fan. And her and Jalen Brunson have become super close friends. Of course, he's on the Knicks. And right after winning the NBA championship, when asked what he's doing in the offseason, he said trying to get on SVU. Now Mariska just did an interview with Variety, and she says, it's happening. He's magnificent. He's open and ready. I don't think there's much he can't do. So looking forward to that. Usually if a sports star or a singer or something tries to act, I get annoyed because I'm like, you already have so many talents, but I'm here for this because they're best friends and I think that's cute. So there you go. Well, I wouldn't say my two worlds coming together, but I can talk about sports when it's like this. So hope you enjoyed. 8:13 coming up. Ella Langley, Toby Keith, Morgan Wallen, and more on B105. Good morning. Bailey Zimmerman, Chevy Silverado on B105. And we have to talk about this jerk today. This is such a jerk. So at first I read the headline. I'm like, it was an accident. It was not an accident, and it's terrible. I love bears. So a boat operator near Norway has been fined thousands of dollars for waking up a sleeping polar bear. So at first when I was reading this, I was like, he didn't mean to, his boat was just loud. Well, that's not what happened. So this boat operator was in Norway's Arctic Svalbard archipelago and has been fined, I don't know why that word's hard for me, has been fined more than $5,000 for using a ship's foghorn to wake a sleeping polar bear. That is so sad and mean. So sad. So the incident happened earlier this month as a vessel sailed through a fjord, and this was about 620 miles from the North Pole. So according to the territory's governor, people on board spotted the bear sleeping. Someone blasted the horn, woke up the animal, which moved to another spot. Others on the ship reported it, and the operator agreed to pay the $5,255 fine. So I guess it wasn't him, but somebody on board is what it seems like. Now, there's actually an environmental law where you're not supposed to wake the polar bears, and that's also just terrible, you're in their environment. And it actually makes it illegal to needlessly disturb, attract, or pursue a polar bear, which is a protected species there since 1972. Why do we have to be jerks to polar bears? Riley Green on B105. It is the Breakfast Club with Ken and Lauren. We need to talk about a happy story now that we have a jerk that woke up a polar bear, which just does not sit right with me. If you missed what I'm talking about, you can listen back. B105 on demand. But our angel today is a 9-year-old girl who saved her mom's life after her mom started choking on a frozen strawberry while eating ice cream. So now that's a new fear unlocked, eating ice cream. So her name is Isabella. She recognized what was happening, performed the Heimlich maneuver until the strawberry dislodged. Her mother was able to breathe again. Now, this 9-year-old says she learned how to do the Heimlich from a video on TikTok. She also says, I felt pretty calm. I knew what to do. That's incredible. So the mom's name is Stephanie Crespo. And yeah, she's speaking out about the story, and it's gone viral now, which is just so sweet. And her daughter Isabella saved her life. I know that social media gets a bad rap. I don't think YouTube is technically that, but there's just kind of a lot of junk out there, but it's not all bad. Because look at that. I don't even know if Rascal Flatts on the B105 Workday Kickoff. I hope you have an
If there's one thing you can count on, it's 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive. And if there's two things you can count on, it's your smoke detector battery dying at 3 a.m. Not 3 p.m. on a Saturday when you have nothing going on, but in the middle of the night when you're fast asleep.
Oh, come on!
Get 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Just one more thing you can count on. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.